I didn't believe in Krampus until I moved into an old apartment at the edge of a town that still treats December like a warning. The kind of place where the air smells like wood smoke, wet wool, and traditions you're not supposed to laugh at. That afternoon, my downstairs neighbor, an old man with a voice like a stiff door hinge, stopped me in the hallway. He didn't ask how I was settling in. He only said, "If you hear chains tonight, don't look." I laughed because it was December and people love their seasonal ghost stories. The man didn't laugh back. He nodded toward the calendar on my phone and said, "It's the 5th. Then, quieter, like the building itself was listening, he added, "St. Nicholas brings gifts, and the other one checks if you deserve them." That part was real folklore, I later learned. Krampusnacht, the night before St. Nicholas Day. On that night, the saint rewards good kids, and Krampus punishes the bad with birch rods. Chains and bells are part of it too, warnings that something hairy and horned is close. That evening, trying to be brave, I turned on my string lights and left a mug of cocoa on the windowsill like a joke. Close to midnight, I noticed there wasn't any wind, yet the trees outside kept moving like someone was walking between them. Then I heard it, metal kissing metal, soft at first, like someone dragging a chain across snow. A second sound followed, dull bells, not festive, but heavy, like they were tied to something that didn't want to be seen. I walked to my front door and kept my hand off the handle like it was hot. On the doormat sat a fresh birch switch, snapped cleanly and placed like a message. Not a gift, an underline. Cold air seeped in around the frame, and something scratched the wood as if testing how strong the door was. And behind that sound was the worst part, the feeling that whatever stood outside was listening to my breathing. In the stories, Krampus carries a sack or basket for the ones who don't pass the test. I tried to be smart and turned off the hallway light, then turned on every light in the kitchen. I wanted witnesses, even if the only witness was electricity. The chain sound came again, closer, right on the other side of my door. A shadow slid under the gap like spilled ink, too long and too jagged to belong to any normal body. I didn't open the door, and I didn't ask who was there. I just stood still and tried to keep my breath quiet. Then the voice came, calm, adult, almost tired. It said, "Open up, I just need to check." It wasn't a growl, and that's what made it dangerous. I almost reached for the handle until I heard something heavy slide across the mat outside, like a sack being dragged, and I remembered the old man's warning, "Don't look." So I backed away from the door, one step at a time, like I was leaving a sleeping animal alone. To keep my mind from following that voice, I started counting out. 1, 2, 3. The chains clinked one last time, sharp like an annoyed warning. The bells faded into the distance, not like footsteps, but like something deciding it can come back later. When morning finally arrived, the doormat still held the birch switch like a line drawn across my threshold. Beside it was a small lump of coal, as if the night left a receipt. And on a torn sheet of notebook paper, written in a shaky hand, were 4 words, "Not good, not gone, yet." Since then, I don't leave cocoa at the window I don't treat December like a joke, because St. Nicholas brings gifts and Krampus brings the test.